get their contracts? Do they come to you, or do you come to them?
Now these days, they always seem to come to me, but it's because I've got a reputation. Before then, it was, as I said, try and find out who assistant costume designers are, because they're the ones who decide who's going to make something. So the costume designer does a very average picture, then gives it to an artist who does a much better picture, and then gives it to an assistant who works out the kind of dimensions and stuff. They're the ones you've got to talk to. So go for assistant costume designers, almost assistants at every level, I should imagine. If you want a job in makeup or in costume or carpentry, don't go to the set designer, go to the assistant ones, the high up assistant ones, not the ones sort of like doing it for free, but they're the ones who are going, oh yeah, we need someone over there and we'll need someone here on that day. They're probably the ones you should go to rather than the top costume designer, because a costume designer like on Gladiator, she was on 20 grand a week, £20,000 a week. And they don't want to talk to anyone, they just do their little sketches and tell the assistants to do it. So it's the assistants who are on a normal wage that you want to talk to.
I better get them.
But that reminds me, because you're a sound designer.
Yeah.
Were you at some point a Foley artist?
I've never been a Foley artist professionally. I teach it. I teach Foley, but no, I was post-production. So I was linked in with music a lot. So the kind of work that I did was creating sounds for objects that had no analog in the real world. Like, what sound does a chrome football spinning down a tube make? You know, it doesn't make any sound in the real world because it doesn't exist. It's CGI.
Is it a bit like?
I don't know that one. Who do you sort of talk with when you're doing sound design? When you want to create sounds, do you talk with like directors or script writers?
That's a really good question. There is an overall. There's no such thing as an auteur. Have you been taught about auteur theory? Mm-hmm. The author of the film, Hitchcock. People like Hitchcock are called auteurs. Oh. And that's not true. Nobody makes a film on their own. Everybody collaborates, everybody has a creative input. But the overall concept is the directors. They are at the helm. So your sound design must sort of conform to kind of the general style of the piece. If you're doing a sci-fi film and it's kind of sort of retro-futuristic, so it looks like 50s on purpose, then you think, oh well, I really need to create sound design, that sort of sound effects that feel kind of sort of 50s as well. So it's working within the style. So you talk to production designers, you talk to the director if you absolutely have to, you talk to the cinematographer. Basically, sound and cinematography and editors, they talk, and they try and bully the director into doing what we want them to do, really. Visualism is the ability to signify virtual objects. That's my big skill. So, I mean, what sound, you know, you're watching a program, a football program, for example, and you see there's a kind of banner comes across the bottom with some kind of statistics. But somebody goes, whoosh, and there's a little sound and then whoosh, for that to signify that banner. Now, it's just a little electronic thing. So, but it feels it has to have a physicality, so they put a little sound on it, because sound adds weight.
Is it sort of, what does your job involve? Is it sort of like the pre-production stage, like where you have to get all the marketing and the research before it actually produces?
And there's post-production. So the film itself is actually already finished, and maybe it'll be coming out in like 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
And the film company wants to know what kind of people it's going to appeal to the most. So, for example, it could be a drama with also a bit of comedy, and perhaps the filmmakers are like, well, is this going to be a film that people are going to come to because they think it's really funny, or are they coming because it seems like a good drama? Are they coming to see it because it's got, I don't know, Judi Dench in it? You know, so they want to kind of find out the kind of people that are going to come to see the film. And also, they do want to know what people think about it.
So obviously, what would you advise to us if we wanted to become where you are now? Would you offer us to go on to university and study market research, or would you advise maybe going to an apprenticeship or experience?
Yeah, in fact, we've had a lot of those before. Because what we do is technically field. So field means like out there in the field, if you like. Going to places like Kingston where we'll do a test screening, and we'll actually walk around Kingston with a load of cinema tickets, and we'll give out cinema tickets to certain age ranges of people and certain types of people to come and see the film. So you don't need qualifications as such to do what I do.
Us, and we've just graduated from college, and we decided that we didn't want to go to uni. How would we meet the people in your industry, or how would we get contacts, for example?
Okay, well, like I said, there's a whole range of jobs here in places like the Stage newspaper, which are a really great place to start actually, because you're not going straight into a 9-to-5 job necessarily, but you're going into the industry. So there's a lot of apprenticeships.
Yeah.
In a way, one of the best things to do is probably write to the companies. You could probably spend a day walking around Soho. I mean, Soho is the main media place in London. Around sort of Wardour Street, places like that, we've got loads of like screening rooms and places like that. So you could always just print off a load of CVs and then just go around handing them out. Find the details online. If you just Google film marketing, film research, companies will come up. And it's a great job, and even if it's something you just want to try, maybe for a summer.
So what would your daily job involve? Because obviously, I know it's quite, it can change from 1 minute to another.
Yeah.
What would you say typically is what involves in your day-to-day basis in your job?
Okay, well, I do lots of
jobs.
Yeah, jobs. Actually, I'm sort of I sometimes describe myself as the sort of general dog's body of the company. I've been there for so long now, and since 2005, and I do so many different jobs there. One of the jobs is literally going out to an area where we're going to do a test screening, and it is literally, I'll have a demographic written down on a sheet of, say, maybe 15 to 45-year-olds, and I have to get those people to come and see the film. Say it's in Kingston, you'll see me walking around Kingston High Street with a load of cinema tickets. I'll maybe go to the Rotunda Cinema and give out some there. Maybe I'll go to one of the colleges in Kingston.
Obviously, we're taking media. What would you advise to someone maybe that's not sure if they want to take it? Because I know that obviously you have to be really committed, don't you? Obviously, you have to have a step, but you have to be really committed. You have to really want it, aren't you?
You do have to really want it, especially, I think any of the creative industries, you have to really go for it, because the second that you're not going for it, someone else behind you is. It's so competitive. You have to work, I think, that extra bit harder than even people who are going into
normal 9 to
banking.
5,
Yeah.
Are you happy